okay, we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense here. And I will say this. These guys are having some problems with their offensive line. They're having some problems with their health, but they're also having some problems blocking in the running game.
I'd like to hear.
Yeah. And they've got some decent backs when you start to talk about Najee Harris and then Jalen Warren. And then they're using Cordell Patterson as a primary running back. But this is a team that does the things that we always talk about, the pin and pulls, because they can't come off the ball and just blow somebody off. They can't, when they try and double team, or they have problems with that.
They just don't have the guys for
they
it.
They just
kind of the opposite of the strength the Cowboys are having inside right now. They don't have the power.
They don't sustain. They just don't sustain blocks. So, and you were thinking, oh man, Pittsburgh Steelers, heck yeah, they run the football and all that. They play a ton of 13 personnel. That's the one back, three tight ends.
Yeah, jumbos.
Yeah, Arthur Smith is a tight end monster.
That's right.
That's his deal.
Of the 4 games the Cowboys have played so far, this is the worst blocking group of tight ends I've seen.
Oh, really? So they play a bunch of tight ends that can't block?
Can't block.
All right.
When you watch them, and I was curious about this because I'm like, yeah, they play so much 13 personnel. Like, I think they're well over 47% 13 personnel. I think they do it because of the quarterback. They have to. They're trying to kind of, when he throws the ball, let's play max protection. When we run the ball, let's make sure. But this is the worst group. And Darnell, you remember?
Yeah,
Darnell
Washington was like an extra left tackle on the field.
No,
they doesn't have it.
They use Mason McCormick, who's a rookie, as their extra blocker, and he can't get it done.
Is it just because Washington's just stinking? He's just been bad.
He's just that Freiermuth is just as bad. They've had trouble at the point of attack. If you look at it, and I was curious about this, because I was like, man, they play so much 13 personnel. Why don't they run the ball? They're one of the worst teams in the league when they get in 13 personnel as far as yards per carry. With the heavy, and the one thing we kind of understand with Dallas is when somebody goes big, they have problems with that. This is a team that goes big and doesn't give anybody problems. I will say this: the Charger game, I was impressed with the way the Chargers linebackers played downhill in this football game. I think Dallas's linebackers were better than them in this game and better than the Charger linebackers. And the Colts, they got after these guys. And they've had some problems with injuries. They're trying to kind of mix and match some guys. They've got a rookie center in Zach Frazier. Mm-hmm. To me, and listen, Mozzie Smith didn't have a pressure this year. It's been a good time for Mozzie Smith to get a couple of pressures against Zach Frazier, because the middle of this Steeler offensive line is where people have been kind of attacking them and getting pressures. So keep an eye on that. The center, Isaac Seumalo is now going to be. They say he's going to be back in the lineup. They got him, remember, from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes,
they're thinking that he's going to be back in the lineup. But if he can't go, it's Mason McCormick, and they'll have and Mason McCormick is, as a rookie, doesn't look like he's ready to play.
No,
he's played tackle, he's played guard, he played guard against the Colts, and he didn't look ready to play. So if Seumalo can't go, McCormick will slide in at guard, and then Frazier the center. They'll have 2 rookie guys playing next to each other in this game, and they've had trouble running the football. Now, this is an offense that, Eric, this drive you nuts if you watch them play. They play at the sticks. Most of when they run routes, it's at the sticks. It's beyond the sticks and back. Beyond the sticks and back.
It's a bunch of turnaround and look at the quarterbacks.
Bunch of turnaround, try and find get the quarterback to get the ball out. Now, when they throw the ball, they'll throw the ball outside the numbers, and it's usually to George Pickens. Mm-hmm. George Pickens is a really good bad ball catcher. I mean, when you look at like catch probabilities for him and how he plays, Like, he catches a lot of passes that shouldn't be caught.
Body control and hands, man. He's always had that.
He is amazing that way. They've got some speed in this Calvin Austin, who's from Memphis, who was a 4th-round pick in 2022. So they've got some speed there at wide receiver. He wears number 19. Scotty Miller, who they got from the Atlanta Falcons, is a undersized, little quick slot guy that they use. So he's the guy on 3rd down when they get bunch formation, they scatter, he goes to the flat, they throw him the ball, he catches it, they get a 1st down. But this team, one of the things that they don't do particularly well is they lead the league in trying to rush the ball, but they're not overly successful at doing it. Now, the quarterback, when he drops back, is capable of running. He is very capable of just taking the ball, and they have designed quarterback runs. Him and the guy you just played, it's me at the Ravens, the two most designed quarterback runs in the league, guys that have that is Fields and your guy at Baltimore. Fields is second. So you'll see them snap him the ball. They'll try and lead up there with a tight end as the fullback. They don't get really much out of it. But he is going to try and run the ball. And where he gets in trouble sometimes is he doesn't pull the ball nearly enough. He gives the ball to Harris. He gives the ball to Patterson. I have a feeling watching Dallas play, he's going to pull the ball and try and run.
But he'll fumble. He's got ball security issues.
That's true.
Well, I mean, they can't even get some of their center quarterback exchanges.
They've had some problems there for sure. They've played a lot more underneath center here too than what he's done in the past when he was with the Bears. But this group right here, man, it is not as fearsome as I thought they might be. Because you watch the tape, you look at the metrics, and it really kind of tells the story. They struggle with sustain, they struggle with their blocking, they struggle getting push, and their backs want to cut everything back because the front side or where the ball is supposed to go is clogged up a lot of these times. And they're having to try and cut the ball behind the center, but they can't sustain blocks. Linebackers, they can't get blockers up on the linebackers in order to kind of help the running game. So this is a game where Dallas, can find a way to play some good run defense because they're going to try, but make this guy have to throw the ball as much as you can. Keep an eye on Pickens, number 14. Watch Austin down the seam. He seems like a guy they like to hit. And then Freiermuth, the tight end, is kind of at the sticks guy. But Dallas is one of the best teams in the league when it comes to playing defense at the sticks. When they make people throw the ball, if you set short, in those curls and routes like that, Dallas is one of the best teams in the league defending those. So this might play right into Dallas's hands on the defensive side of the ball. If they can't get blockers up on the linebackers, Dallas's linebackers might have a field day running these Steelers running backs down and tackling them before they get going here.
It's great news in a game without Tank and Micah. I mean, this is a team that struggled to score points. They didn't score an offensive touchdown in a win week 1. They put up 13 points against the Broncos and managed somehow 20 against the Chargers. So Fields' legs, that's really the big concern.
I would be concerned with Fields' legs when it comes to the passing stuff because he will drop back. But if he pulls the ball and run, you got to be disciplined. That's the whole thing with this read option stuff. You have to be disciplined enough to not get fooled or get frozen, like we've seen Micah a couple different times. We've seen Nealon, we've seen Golston. Those guys play it a little bit better. But if the Steelers can't get blockers up on your linebackers, they need to make every single play. And there's games where the linebackers have had good games against the Steeler offense.